You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
I was
Molded by it.
I was hoping you used that one. Let's
I had
go.
a
That's my.
couple Joker lines on deck, but I'm like, I watched that clip again. I'm like, oh no, I got to do that.
Yeah, no,
Choice.
that's a great choice.
uh,
That one was one of my favorites, but we'll get to it.
um, welcome to the Squadcast movie podcast, episode number 28. I'm
Yeah.
Danny. That's Latrell, and welcome
Hi.
back, Alex.
Hola.
Hi, Alex. You're back. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for
Hi,
having me.
Alex.
Even for a
Gotta come
short
back.
time.
Gotta come
Yeah.
back for the trilogy shows. They're always fun to
Yeah.
have. Plenty to
We've
talk
been
about.
so busy, and we were like, we'll at least make sure he's in for the Dark Knight trilogy episode.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
And yes, that is what this is. It's another trilogy episode, and we're focusing on the Christopher Nolan led Batman Dark Knight trilogy, starting with Batman Begins, then The Dark Knight, and of course, at the end, The Dark Knight Rises. Obviously, we're going to start with Batman Begins. Are we ready, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, so yeah, obviously we gotta kick it all off with the origin, which as a kid, this came out in like 2005. I didn't know that this was like a restart, so I thought it was just like another Batman movie and the continuation of all the Batman movies I've seen. I remember being a little confused, like why they were showing him as a kid with his parents again, but obviously I put it together eventually. But it was just, I don't know, it was just funny. I also just I always find it funny that they decided to reboot Batman, and they didn't call it Batman, they called it Batman Begins. Like, I don't know, that's interesting. Imagine if like the Spider-Man movie started off with Spider-Man Begins, you know?
Right.
Like,
No, that is true. It would be interesting if it was like Spider-Man Begins, but I mean, to your point, they are starting you know, a new Batman. So,
yeah, and that one
in
has just been called
continuity,
the
it makes
Batman
sense.
and the Batman 2.
Yeah, true. What was that?
They've rebooted.
1989 was Batman or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good one too. They've rebooted Batman a few times.
Because he's
But
Batman.
Ladder.
rightfully so. I mean, this trilogy is probably the better ones that I could
Yeah.
actually sit down and rewatch.
Also, I'd like to apologize in advance. I have a little bit of a cough. I'm going to try to cough as little as possible, but sometimes you can't do anything about it.
Drugs.
But I'm going to keep it down to minimum. Anyway, Batman Begins. Obviously, it's the beginning origin of Batman. It starts by like interspersing both his background, like growing up, kind of the story we already know, like his parents were killed, and he inherited the Wayne Manor. But it also like intersperses that with how he becomes Batman, which I thought was very clever because they wanted to get all this down, right? But like they're done a different way, done wrong, might have made this movie like 3 hours.
True.
But because they edit it like together like that, you're allowed to kind of experience both thematic elements at the same time. So like that works. I don't know, and it's cool. Obviously, talking for the whole trilogy, it takes a more grounded approach, especially in I would say the second movie, but in all three really, it tries to feel a little bit less like a superhero movie and a little more like a crime drama. Um, but it still ties in like comic book characters and like some of the comic book stories. It just finds a ways to make them grounded. So there's a lot of cool things that in here still if you're like a Batman fan, like the League of Shadows and Scarecrow. I know Rachel Dawes was made for the movie, but uh, still there's still a lot of cool things about it. A lot of his gadgets, stuff like that.
Yes,
Uh,
I never saw the first one before I had seen The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises.
oh wow.
Like I really hadn't seen Batman Begins until like maybe like two
Like
or three
front to
years
back.
ago.
Really?
Yeah, Yeah, I didn't know how all the trilogy like related. I didn't even know it really was a trilogy until like not too long ago. Um, so it was like it was interesting to go from seeing his Batcave completely assembled with a $1 billion budget inside of it to, oh, like I get how like watching the first movie, I see how it got started.
Oh
Like
yeah, right. And the
he just
Batcave, the
yeah,
Batcave.
like
Uh,
he finds the Batcave and so,
yeah,
as a kid, and he goes back down and he ends up seeing all the structure. And he's like, "Oh, I can make something cool out of this." Like,
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
think about how cool that actually is, though. Like, minus the bats, because, like, I mean, I don't dislike bats by any means, but I don't think I just would want to be around a bunch of bats all the fucking time. But imagine how cool that would be to actually find, like, a cave like that, and then just be like, you know what,
yeah.
this is mine now, and then just turn it into essentially what is the bat. You know, maybe not as fucking pristine or crazy as the Batcave is, but something like that. That's just, I don't know. That is such a cool concept to me, and I really like the whole like I found this. It's mine now, and it's also secret. And now I'm Batman because it's a Batcave.
I
um.
also I also enjoy. Sorry, I'll add one more comment. I also enjoy how Alfred is just kind of like going along with it as the butler. He's just like, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, let's build a whole thing down here in the sub basement of the mansion because you don't have enough space already.
Whatever you
I'll
want, Mr.
deliver.
Wayne.
I'll deliver food and drinks down here all the time. Just let me know.
Dude, Alfred's the
Honestly,
real G.
yeah.
Go for it, dude.
Yeah, honestly, what I thought of the most from Alfred in this movie, and I guess in the other movies, but mostly in this movie, was some of his one-liners were killing me. I don't know, during when his house was burning down, and I don't know, Alfred like he like hits a guy like a bad guy and knocks him out or something. He goes, I suddenly hope you're not a member of the fire brigade. It's just so funny.
It's Alfred, man. He's a slick old Englishman who happens to be the butler of a rich family, but he's way more, I guess affluent in the arts
Right.
than expected.
Peek ball.
I love what they do with the Batmobile. It's like, I don't know, it looks cool. It looks like a little tank, and it was called the Tumbler. It's got these fucking big ass wheels. It looks so dope.
Oh yeah,
I want
this
to drive that thing
Batmobile
so
is
bad.
one of my favorites. And didn't they film?
Yes.
Was it this one or was it the other ones? Because a lot of these were filmed in Chicago. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, all three of them.
Yeah, all three. Okay, it
Yeah.
was all three. Yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned
The
that.
first
'Cause
one
I
he's
fucking
driving
forgot.
in Lower Wacker. I'm pretty sure if I remember.
Oh, yeah?
Because I watched it a while back. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all in Lower Wacker, which is so cool. Being a Chicago native, like I drive downtown almost every day.
Yeah.
And like I get to see
Anytime-
that shit.
Anytime I go on that underbridge, I'm reminded of that scene in The Dark Knight with the truck fights that we'll get to. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm always reminded of that when I'm in that area because it looks just like it. Like holy shit, it looks so cool. It's so cool that they filmed these in Chicago, and I'm glad you brought those up.
And Lower Wacker is so iconic, and like it's a lot better now. Like it's a lot harder to get lost down there. But like back when this happened, it was perfect because Lower Wacker was literally just like fucking no man's zone. You go down there, you're fucked unless you know where you're going. So like that was a really cool element.
I always got lost down there coming up.
Yeah, it's fucking. I rode a bike down there once and it got stuck. But anyway, it's not, get back to the movie.
It's just funny. I yes, definitely. I'm glad you brought up Chicago. But what am I saying? Okay, I guess I should talk. I'm trying to jump around from my notes to go around some of like the criticisms I write, but I'm just gonna say some things. I never really. I don't know. It's always a little funny to me that the League of Shadows is so fixated on just like a city like Gotham. Like I know it's known as a bad city, but like I imagine even with its crime, there's so many. Like this is an international organization, and the first place you went to was a city in.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna destroy Gotham City. It's like, why Gotham?
I don't know.
I'm sure
It's
there's
just-
100 other places that might be substantially worse. I mean, yeah, we got the Scarecrow, but like, what else? You know what I mean? Like, what
Right.
the fuck are you talking about?
The Scarecrow's helping him, so it's like
Right? It's like, yo, relax. Like, let Gotham be.
Um, yeah, I just have like some nitpicks. Like Rachel's very publicly going after Falcone in the beginning. Like, I don't know. You're a woman and you're going after a high-profile criminal, and
Yeah.
why would you be taking the subway alone? I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, it's not just like you're a woman.
Why
You're a
would you-
woman who is
you-
specifically going after a high-profile criminal. You should have
100%.
security.
No, you need private drivers. Like,
I'm
you-
just
Then why
saying.
are you going in the subway alone?
I'm like, thank God Batman was there, but like,
Oh my God, Rachel, where is she?
I mean, you didn't know that he existed, so like you went into that just
got lucky.
fully
My
expecting to live off
God.
that bear spray, which, like, you know, I guess,
Oh my God,
but shit,
that's
you
so
know,
fucking funny. Holy
if
shit.
the, you know, the guy might want to kill you, so bear spray doesn't work well against a gun.
Yeah, right. Like, it doesn't really work the best against a
I don't
gun.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just have a couple other nitpicks. Like, why would that guy give a bunch of orders to Lucius and then tell him that he's firing him? And I know that was somewhat spontaneous, but like, I don't know. After you've already given those orders, you can't. Why would you? I don't know. I would not think to then. But I don't know. It was funny. And also, when Liam Neeson comes back, he goes, "You burned my house and left me for dead." All I have in my notes is incorrect, because he didn't leave you for dead. He quite literally did the opposite of that. He saved your life.
Yeah.
Quite literally
You-
the exact.
You
I know.
came like within an inch of falling off a mountain, and he pulled you up with one hand. He did quite a few things far, far away from leaving you for dead.
Right? You're just salty. Just salty for no
I
reason.
know. Yeah, no, don't give me this revenge shit. Just do your shit.
Right,
You
just
want to do your
go
shit.
do your thing and like call it a day.
Dang.
I don't remember what this note was about, but near the end I write, "Bro witnesses massive destruction in size in relief," which I have to assume is Batman after he lets the guy die in the train.
Kids speaking
But I don't know, I
in
was just
tongues.
right. I just thought I don't know. I couldn't help but think about the SpongeBob clip where he goes, "We did it, Patrick! We saved the city!" And it's like blowing up and on fire in the background. It's like, I don't know. This is
Save
what I was.
the city.
I
Not
know
really.
it's not exactly the same. He saved it from like a way worse thing, but it's just I couldn't not think of it. Okay, that's really all my nitpicks, so not a big thing. Let me go back to talking about things I like how his first scene as Batman, where he's like criminal with the criminals. He had just made like a point about how he wants to turn his fear onto like the criminals of Gotham, and then that first scene where he gets all those guys and gets Falcone, it's almost set up like a horror scene. Like that guy goes into the crate and just disappears. And then the other guy's like, "Oh, what's going on?" He disappears. You're almost like, I don't know, out of context. Like if you just saw that scene starting without knowing anything about the movie, you would be like scared for these guys. Like, oh shit, what's going to happen to them? And obviously, they're all just end up getting arrested. But in the moment, like, I don't know, it looks like a really scary thing going on, and I thought that was effective. Right after saying like, "It's time my enemies share my fear."
No, agreed. I think it's good use of certain, I guess, what's what I'm looking for? Theatrical elements or storytelling elements or something like that.
Yeah.
But I would agree with you. I did like that. I, for one, and maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit here, but I can't not say it. I think Scarecrow might be my favorite villain for the trilogy. Like, I'm not even kidding. Scarecrow is so...
Yeah.
Scarecrow's
Right.
unreal.
That's good.
I think he's enjoyable because it's like it's more of like a mind game, like it's actual like mind trick, I don't know, mind control-ish stuff versus like the Joker just uses comedic fear, and Bane is just like, okay, he's big, like I'm not gonna mess with that guy. So
Right. Yeah, that's a good
He's
point.
big.
No, he doesn't use brute force. He doesn't use weapons really.
He
He just
uses
Yeah.
uses
drugs.
his. Yeah, that's
he
cool.
uses he uses drugs to scare the
But
living crap out of people, which
no,
is
that is a great
very,
But
point.
like
That
no,
is
like
fair.
really.
the way the Scarecrow is as a villain, I agree to what you're saying, Alex. He's completely different than all the other ones, and the tactics that he uses in order to enact, I guess, violence or whatever the fuck he wants to do is insane. And even like continuing out of the movie series, like I followed Scarecrow a bit throughout the comics and like that. Like this man is a fucking menace. Like
Also,
Scarecrow is a menace.
Cillian Murphy.
Oh, he
He's
did a good
just
job.
Yeah, shout out Cillian Murphy.
he's been amazing my whole life.
What's
When
funny is
he
I didn't
won
even know that was
that
Cillian
Oscar
Murphy.
2 years ago, I was very happy for Oppenheimer, another Nolan movie that we'll probably do on here sometime. Add it to the list. But he's just always been like a great character actor, just actor, and like I've seen him pull off like a lot of different roles. He, is very good. But even just going back to Scarecrow, I mean, him, the actor, is probably a big reason why you would love him. But I think what also helps to why you would love him so much, Latrell, is well, for one, he's in all the movies. He never dies. Like you never see him die.
True.
And funny enough, like part of it is because like he's never actually the main villain of any of the movies. Like he's a villain, but like he's not the main villain of any of the movies. He's just like a side villain.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't want to jump the gun too much, but I do, and it's when he comes back in Rises as like that judge, and you just first see him, you're like, oh god, this guy,
It's a good, just subtle tie-in. Like,
right.
it was pretty good.
Yeah, and also speaking of villains, though, Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul is just a really fantastic and just very compelling villain. Not, I mean, I guess it's been done before, like, where like the guy who trained the hero ends up being the villain for the hero. Like, that's been done before, but like, it was cool in the sense that like. Honestly, what the coolest part about all that was how much it like, and in a way this gets a little annoying later, but it's cool how it sets up like his thing about not wanting to kill. Like even when he's like, after he's been trained by these guys in there, and he's basically being peer pressured to commit murder, and he just still refuses, and he's willing to literally take down the whole thing before he does that. That's really cool. That's a really cool way to like kick off like how this leads back to them being villains. And as the movie's going on, you just know Roz is coming back in some way, and it's just cool how it kind of like loops around like that.
Was it ever talked about how the League of Shadows was created or why it was created? I can't remember.
If it was, I missed it.
Yeah, I don't know if they actually touched on it in the film. They could have.
I think building off of Liam Neeson's other characters, his daughter gets kidnapped, and he finds out he needs to become a pretty badass dude, and he starts an entire League of Shadows to save kidnapped ladies, so that way none of the Taken movies have to occur. That's
Oh, that was funny. I do have to talk about one more criticism I have because it's it's actually not really as much of a nitpick. It was actually something that held the movie back for me a little bit. But I don't know. The lighting and the editing in certain scenes, maybe certain fight scenes, was off to me in a way where I didn't always understand. I couldn't always tell exactly what was going on. I feel like between I don't know, maybe it was the first time when he takes down all of Falcone's thugs. After he makes the guys disappear, then he's like in the middle of them and just starts beating the hell out of them.
like
I don't know.
the one saving Rachel. the first time?
No, not even that. The when
Oh,
Falcone's
after,
guys are moving
yeah,
that stuff, and
yeah.
then he breaks them down and then gets Falcone. There's after he makes like a couple guys disappear or whatever. He's like gets in like the middle of a group and just starts beating the shit out of everybody. And in that scene, I don't know, like something about how it was shot. Like I couldn't even tell, like when he was hitting someone or like what maneuvers he was making. It just like kept cutting to him like hitting and punching, and it's like, okay, that guy's down, now that guy's down. I don't know. Like, I guess I'm thinking of it more like in comparison. It's funny you brought up Taken, because like the Taken scenes are like the Jason Bourne supremacy ultimatum scenes. Like, I don't know. I always felt like I had a really good understanding of how exactly he was beating the shit out of 10 guys at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think in this movie, it's almost like the Game of Thrones, the last season, where you can't see anything. Appreciated. I know he's like
Yeah, he
Batman is
lives off
part
the
of the dark,
darkness. Yeah.
but like it would be nice to just maybe have like a flickering light or something that's like giving me some better details on the fighting. I don't know, but I get it.
Also, the villain's plot is crazy. So I mean, it's grounded, but it's still, honestly, I'd say this one and the third one are the most, if you're gonna call any of these movies like comic booky or comic book level of like,
Hmm.
pop. This one and maybe the third one, or the third one's kind of a combination of this and the second. But the bad guy's plot is basically to poison the water supply and then use this giant evaporator to evaporate everybody's water so that they all get the thing.
So I looked it up. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead.
For the League of Shadows, it doesn't really give a good background for the cinematic origin in the comic books. They were the League of Assassins hired by Ra's al Ghul, but for the cinematic universe, it says or for the Nolan verse, it says that they're responsible for the sacking of Rome, the Black Plague, and the Great Fire of London.
Yeah,
so,
doesn't he say? No, he does say that.
does he
doesn't
say
he?
that?
I think I remember.
I don't remember
I think
that.
Well, I don't know if he says they were responsible for it, or if he like brought those up as lists of things that like fall. You know what I mean?
That might have been it, and also the training that I forgot about this point too. That Henry Ducard is Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, but so that's pretty much like what they're just. It says they're the League of Shadows is a clandestine check against human corruption. They achieved this by manipulating or destroying societies that had reached the absolute peak of their decadence. And then it leads on to say that they sacked Rome and caused the Black Plague. So there you go.
Oh, they caused the Black Plague.
Dude, I scoffed while you guys were talking. I was reading about this, and I was like,
they do this?
"What the fuck?"
Did they start World War II?
They might have, bro. I mean, this is all the fucking League of Shadows' fault. Everything, it's insane. But anyway, so please continue.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
that's crazy. That it's really funny. I might as well bring this up now because I'm not going to bring it up the other movie. Well, for one, fictional billionaires are so much better than real ones.
Sure.
And two, have you guys ever noticed that Batman and Iron Man are kind of the same? I don't know. Obviously, there's the main difference of one being a mech suit and the other just being a suit with gadgets. But they're both billionaires. They both lost their parents. They both are genius tech guys. They both turn their thing into like a superhero occupation.
Yeah, I mean that is very true. I do see that. I do see the parallels. Obviously, some differences, but no, yeah, I would agree. They're pretty similar. Obviously, two different cities and like different people they fight, but
it's not. I guess not a criticism. By the
way,
no,
not at all. Just I don't think it is at all.
I'm actually wondering if that if Marvel created Iron Man or like as a response to Batman. You know what I mean? Like that was like their version, and they obviously wanted it to not be too similar, so they made it in like an iron suit.
Yeah, just like a guy who has gadgets as opposed to like an actual like super being.
Neither of them have real superpowers. It's
exactly, that's what I'm saying. They're just two guys with gadgets. It's just dudes with money and science.
Last thing I want to say, and it's in my notes, is that I don't know if I just got this vibe at the end of, or well, yeah, no, kind of. The movie almost kind of follows the same belief as like Assassin's Creed in like almost in like the underdog equalizer, if that makes sense, or like
Yeah.
the hidden vigilante and assassin. Like in Assassin's Creed, like those are tools against like empires. Like that's how like a resistance will fight against the empire because they can't overpower them with an army, so they send in like a person to like secretly kill people and get out. So like, and obviously Batman's not killing people, but like that would he, you know, the response to the overwhelming crime in Gotham was to create this secret shadow vigilante character that like Falcone doesn't even know who he is, you know, and his goons have no idea who he is or where he's coming from, or where he's gonna be. Like you just know nothing, and that's like their advantage over him. So that's just, I don't know, it's just cool. I love whenever any type of media explores that as like a method against like overwhelming forces or overwhelming odds. I love that shit. It's my shit.
This shit.
Ready for the ratings, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, I will go first. As I said, it's a well-rounded story with some slightly corny dialogue, but it's not really ruining it. And, you know, I've said my piece about the action scenes. They're still mostly cool. And I get that that's kind of the point. Yeah, also just no weak performances. And, yeah, I'm going to go... Yeah, it's a good at first entry that does its job and has its memorable moment. I'm sorry if this is too low, guys, but I'm going to go 4 out of 5. All right. Latrell?
All right.
You don't have to give a big spiel. I just
No,
wanted to
I
finish
wasn't
my
going
note.
to. I was just gonna say this one. Since I rewatched it, it's definitely one of my. I really think like this might be my favorite one of the trilogy, and Scarecrow's just my favorite. You know, obviously Scarecrow keeps coming back, but like as a first introduction for a Batman series, I think fucking Scarecrow is just so goated, and Absolute Scarecrow is also goated. So I'm gonna give this one a 5. Squadcast podcast thumbs up out of 5.
Alex?
I'm gonna kind of go along with Danny on this one. I would have liked a little bit better. I agree with you on the lighting. I would have liked a little bit better lighting on some of the action points.
Man, it's 2005.
But I'm gonna give it. Yeah. But I'm gonna give it a 4.
All right, so I'm 4.5 total.
Yeah, you do the math on what that rounds to.
We'll just put it at 4.5.
Okay.
4.66.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, Alex.
Sorry, numbers.
Okay, we ready for The Dark Knight?
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah. So
This is my favorite one. I literally start my notes
All right,
in
it's a
all
4.
caps.
No, I'm kidding.
Let's go. Like that's literally my first notes because I was just so excited to watch this. And this is the only movie of these 3 that I watched more than once in this time that we had to watch the movies. And man, I'm gonna try not to spend 40 minutes gushing over it because yeah, I have a lot of things I love about it. Starting even just with the opening scene, the opening shot, zooming in on the city. But yeah,
yeah, when it zooms in on that glass.
Right, that was awesome. Like they're starting us off like right off the bat with just really good, cool directing. But yeah, the opening scene with the bank robbery and like, you know, all the every member of the clown crew kills the guy, his partner, so that it just ends up all just boiling down to one guy, and the one guy obviously being the Joker. You don't even know at first that it's like a mob bank, but although I don't know, getting right into, I've never talked about this with like anybody. I don't know, why doesn't that guy spit out that smoke grenade that Joker puts in his mouth? You know what I mean? Like, is it like rigged to blow? you're like he puts that smoke and then pulls away with the bus, and it's still in his mouth, letting out the smoke or whatever. But why doesn't that guy just go? Phew? Like
Well, like
reason?
if you're looking at the whole like concept of the Joker, it's not just like fun and games. It's also about deception at the same time, like making things think
Oh,
that should be there that
oh,
actually aren't, and it ends up being a joke. And
okay,
so it's like if somebody puts like a grenade looking thing in your mouth and like you're
yeah,
all of a sudden it starts to smoke. Like I even if it's starting to smoke a bunch, I don't know which way it's gonna go. Even if I
hmm.
spit it out or don't spit it out. So
So what you're saying is he
Swallow.
didn't spit it out. Shut up.
he probably didn't know what was still gonna happen if he
Yeah.
was eating.
Okay, fair enough. I guess what I was gonna say is, so you're saying he didn't spit out so that the comedic element of that scene would work better.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I guess you're just not supposed to think about it. You're supposed to think, oh God, it's gonna be a grenade. Oh no, it's just smoke.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's funny. I just always I don't know. It's still a dope opening scene. Don't get me wrong.
So,
Um. Uh. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through my notes because I know there's already gonna be a couple things that I end up going on a tangent about or something. Well, I guess if I was gonna critique one thing, I didn't like that they replaced Katie Holmes as Rachel with Maggie Gyllenhaal. I, for one,
yeah,
I liked Katie more as an actor, and I don't know, maybe this is a little rude to say, but I just don't. Maggie Gyllenhaal's not that pretty to me. I I don't know, like it kind of if you're the love interest in a movie. And honestly, maybe I would care less if I didn't already see Katie Holmes, who I think is really pretty. And I don't know. I don't know. It does still like take me out a couple times when especially watching the movies back to back. Like, that's not you're not Rachel.
yeah, and like you're you're only 3 years off.
Hmm,
Like it's
right.
it's not like you're losing that individual actor. You're
Yeah,
killing
I
her
don't.
off anyways. Like why create a new? Why
Well,
put a
I
new
imagine
person
maybe there
for
was
it?
like a scheduling conflict or something, but or I don't know,
Maybe
maybe she wanted to get paid more. I don't know. But
these movies had enough budget. You know,
right.
like
I and I mean she does a decent job acting. I'm not gonna kill her for that. It's just it always feel a little uneven. And I honestly, to be honest with you, Alex, there's a chance that they killed her off because of that. They're like, well, shit, we kind of hate that we have a different actress for this. Why don't we just
that's
get
fair.
rid of her?
That's fair.
And well, and I don't know, maybe not because her death is so crucial to the plot, but I don't know, maybe. Um, what did I? Oh, Harvey Dent. Obviously,
Harvey
he's since
Dent.
speaking of Rachel, and we he's I don't know. I don't want to say he's my least favorite part. I don't exactly love. I'm not a huge fan of Aaron Eckhart as an actor. I don't know. I think he's good. He does a decent enough job as Harvey. I just think he's a little corny sometimes. Like when the guy tries to kill him in the courtroom and he punches him, and yeah, oh, it looks so cool. You get free roam. Not not every day you get to punch a guy legally in a courtroom. But I don't know. And then they're like, take him out of here. He goes, but Your Honor, I'm not done. I just always hated that line delivery because it's so I don't know. It almost sounds whiny for a second, and I just always I don't know. It's like he's putting on an acting performance as a lawyer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I hate it. um.
No, his acting, like his acting was okay. I think
Oh,
I
and then
could have.
after,
Hey,
sorry. Go ahead.
I could have had. They could have had like some video a little bit like just like with an eviler undertone to him.
Yeah,
Just
and I
like
feel like they're setting that up a little bit. Like when he goes, "Oh, I hear they have another name for me at the MCU." Like, I don't
yeah.
know. And he's at odds with Gordon kind of even before like he becomes a bit a villain.
Yeah,
I
I
just
just I
yeah,
always feel like it was like his character was really softly delivered
yeah,
because of just the way he carries the role.
sure. And I also just hated it wasn't just the line he says after that, but like when she goes to him, Harvey, you're not doing your job right if no one's trying to kill you. Like you realize he's like I don't know, it's the man you're engaged to or whatever, and he just had a gun pointed at him. I don't know.
I mean, 3 years
Not
ago,
exactly.
Chief Foley was just hunting down Falcone and just didn't care and
Yeah,
rode
right.
the
And yeah, and actually that's in line with her, isn't it? Same woman who went down a subway. Well,
like,
yeah.
let's
Never
be
mind.
fair.
Character
She doesn't
consistency, I
care.
guess.
She does not care.
Actually, that is probably what that is. Like that's like a callback to that almost. Um, Joker. Joker's intro is iconic. Freaking walks in going ha ho ho wow, and I thought my jokes were bad. Let the guy be and go, oh, your money's safe. Like, oh yeah. As for the television's plan there, Batman will find him and make him squeal. I know the squealers when I see him. He just slowly points at him. He's just full of lines in that one. Like the soup wasn't cheap. You ought to know. You bought it.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear.
Oh God, that part's sick.
As a kid, I was always like, that
Yeah,
was hilariously insane.
it was just awesome. Like it's just an awesome little like holy shit. It's so quick. It just boom slams a guy's head. Yeah, honestly, I put it in my notes. I sometimes wish that these movies were R-rated, just so you could
True.
get a little bloody action in there, you
You can
know.
see where the pencil
This
actually
one
went.
definitely could have been.
Um, but yeah, no, that scene's iconic. Obviously, when he comes back and tells that story to Gamble before he kills him, with the whole "why so serious?" I got these scars. He's just he's got. I mean, let's not get it twisted. It's one of the best on-screen performances, not just as like a superhero character, but like ever.
Yeah.
Also, R.I.P. Heath Ledger, who literally sold his soul for this performance. Sold his soul to the devil, quite literally. The man locked himself in like his apartment and didn't leave it for 2 weeks, and he watched a bunch of movies like Clockwork Orange and like Irreversible and like a bunch of messed up psycho movies like on repeat. And he basically and was taking a bunch of like drugs, and then eventually he accidentally overdosed. Or maybe it was on purpose. I don't know.
That's
He had driven
crazy to
himself
think
so
about,
crazy.
though. This is a guy who makes millions of dollars, and he made millions to lock himself in a room and do something that people would do for free.
Well, it's hard to think that he never even got to see the movie
Yeah,
that he was in.
That is
they
true.
were still in the editing when he died.
That is true.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, obviously R.I.P. But like, it is just so crazy. It's not. There's a ton of great things to say about his performance, but sometimes people try to compare like subtle performances more as opposed to like out there performances. And like I saw somebody was trying to make the case of why they like subtle performances more. And to that argument, I give you Heath Ledger's performance as Joker, which is legendary, both in the way he talks and just his simple faces.
Yeah.
The gang leader will be like, and then he's like, he like licks his lips and points at him and looks back at Gamble. Like he said, "Let me talk," but he doesn't say that. He just like gives you the facial expression. I don't know. I could think of so many things. Obviously, I can't show faces on an audio podcast, but I feel like everybody's seen this movie, right? It's like one of the most. This was a big box office success, and who doesn't remember so many things about that performance?
Yeah.
I'll have a couple more things to say about it, but there's that one rooftop scene after Gordon doesn't find the money that they thought they'd find, and him and Harvey and Batman are on like a roof, like arguing about like who's got who in people's offices and how they'll get Lau back. It's a very cool how they shoot it. It like starts with like the camera like going around them in like a circle, and it's cool. It's like illustrating like the back and forth tension between them in the moment. And Batman's like just in the background of it. He's just like standing there listening. I always thought it's kind of funny. Like there's this like these full on argument between these two guys. And yeah, there's Batman standing there. Morgan Freeman is once again great. We didn't even mention Lucius, but we didn't mention Morgan Freeman playing him. I like the part where Bruce asks about protection against dogs, and he goes, "Are we talking Rottweilers or Chihuahuas?"
Dogs.
And another, going back to Alfred though, he has one of my favorite. Actually, you know what? This was almost my intro line when he's on that boat with the Russian girl. He's like, "You think you can handle it, or you think you can handle this, Alfred?" He goes, "If you could tell me the Russian for apply your own bloody suntan lotion." That is hilarious.
It's like you could tell he enjoyed it for a little bit, and then he was like, "All right,
he's
I'm
like,
done.
okay.
I'm done."
After the fourth woman, my arms are tired.
I think what is really fun to see in this one is like in the first movie, Batman Bruce, like he's basically relying a lot more so on himself to do a lot of these things, whereas in the second movie you really start to see Lucius start to really take charge of like the tech side and like the safety side of Batman, and you see like Alfred keeping him grounded emotionally apart from Rachel, but it's like the characters actually start to play a little bit more into like Batman as a person a little bit more in this movie, which I really enjoy.
God, I have some. Sorry, I'm just looking through a lot of notes. I'm gonna have to skip a couple of these.
No.
I don't know, just a couple more things about Heath Ledger's performance, like that found footage clip that he has with the guy, and that he really cool that they just give Heath Ledger a camera and just had him record the scene himself. Like that's such a good directing idea. But I mean, I guess they had to do it for that scene to be realistic, but it's still like they didn't even have to have something like that, so it was really cool. I took this off a wiki, but I thought it was a cool thing that they wrote about it, is that they wanted to explore the theme of escalation and the idea that Batman's extraordinary efforts to combat common crimes would lead to an opposing escalation by criminals attracting someone like the Joker. And I don't know, I just thought that was cool, like, because this is as much a Joker movie as it is a Batman movie. Like, Batman Begins is about his response to the overwhelming crime, and you know he kind of goes the Assassin's Creed Shadow Vigilante route, right? And then so the Dark Knight is about like, okay, well here's crime's response to that is the Joker, and he's really smart, and he's pretty much outwitting Batman the whole time. And okay, so when I talk about criticisms of this movie, I do have some. They don't weigh it down as much for me as like the other one, because there are too many other things about this movie that I love so much that just make up for it so much. But I I don't know, and I guess this isn't a criticism, but yeah, as you're trying to make these grounded crime dramas out of Batman, it becomes increasingly difficult to make your protagonist never ever want to kill anyone ever, because like not even cops are held to that standard, right? Like if in any cop film, you'll probably see the cop shoot somebody dead. Like
Yeah.
it will be the villain, or or just like his goons. Like, and I don't know, that becomes a bit of a conundrum for situations like these, because realistically, if it was, I don't know, ruins things in a way, but like if Batman just sucked it up and killed Joker like halfway through the movie, so much bad shit gets prevented. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It becomes like the movie's almost afraid to ask the question of, if you kill this one insanely psychotic person, is that not saving way more lives? You know, I don't know. I can't not think about that as I'm watching it. Like, man, like you were really holding yourself back with this big moral high ground. And I get it was so good for your development of your character in the first one, but now it's just like a disadvantage. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, why did the funeral for the commissioner have to be outside? I don't know. Because I guess because they wanted all the police force, but like you're aware that something could happen, and you know the mayor is targeted. So let's go in the middle of the city where the guy even goes. Frankly, there's a lot of windows.
Well, Travis, is it coming out? Is it coming across scratchy for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah, it was a little hard to hear you. I think you're good now.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys said that. No, I was saying about how it was a wide open funeral next to buildings with a ton of windows, which they even point out, and the mayor's out in the open giving his speech. Like, well, of course something's gonna happen there.
Yeah, that was kind of annoyingly dumb.
What'd you guys think of Gordon faking his death?
Power play. Power moves.
Power play.
Power moves.
Was it
Yeah.
was it necessary?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know, but I feel like in a lot of situations, especially in not even just like, I guess crime movies or like hostage situation movies, it's like if the person's dead, like there's no point to continue to do what you're doing. So like,
Right.
I would just fake my own death in 99% of fucking instances where like I'm wanted or like I'm the cause of something until I die, or something like that, and then the problem is immediately solved.
Right.
Go move somewhere else. Like obviously it sucks because you have to like uproot your life, but like take up a new identity or just like move and then start over. Like there you go.
Right. Well, he doesn't do that, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and it does make sense. Like cops are getting killed, so like, and you're like a high-profile police lieutenant, at least up to that point before he's the commissioner. You would like. I mean, I get that. You would almost think like he was probably gonna get named sooner or later. You know.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, no, I mean, I guess it's a
It's a good power
Interesting
play.
idea.
It's a power play, bro. I'm telling you.
You just didn't expect it from like the police lieutenant.
Exactly.
Like,
And
okay,
then all of a
wait,
sudden he's
he's
just
back.
like, I'm
Okay.
dead. And then he's like, wait, no, just kidding. Fuck you. I'm back. And it's like, oh shit.
Right.
Like, okay, I get it. I see the vision.
Yeah, and then all right, I'll jump ahead a little bit, but we get to when. Well, actually, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying not to talk about the entire movie. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to talk about when Joker invades the party for Harvey Dent.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a great scene. Like, I gotta acknowledge it. But and then I have to also acknowledge when Harvey turns himself in and they try to go after him in the semi trucks. That's just such a really great scene. And this was sort of a slight criticism from me, but as much as I like Hans Zimmer's score in these movies, I felt, at least in the first one, it was a little bit overbearing. Like, every scene had to have score, and honestly, I didn't even know how much I didn't like that very much until this movie, because in the start of the scene of the battle between the armored trucks and the semi-truck, they play no music. They just let the scene breathe. And all you hear, and the only, you're just sound of the trucks moving, loud blow up noises and stuff. And yeah, I just think that's very effective. Then finally it starts to kick in when he bursts out of his Batmobile on that awesome ass motorcycle thing. And takes he does what, like, I think for the longest time was just one of my favorite things that anyone's put in a movie, which was the semi truck flip. I don't know, something about that, and like the fact that they actually did that is just so cool. Like, it's a it is it is just plausible enough to not be totally unrealistic, but obviously, like, it very easily happen, but like it works within the Batman universe, the Batman realm of possibility, and it is just so cool. I don't know, I can't really, there's not much else for me to say. I love the idea of that, and then just how it's executed. It's just, I don't know, it's so cool. I love it.
Okay.
Obviously Joker gets arrested off of that, but that he hasn't lost, has he?
No, the phone in the stomach always freaks me out.
Yeah, that's
Please.
messed up.
Why's my stomach hurt?
Okay, before I actually get to that, I have to talk about the interrogation scene, because it's my favorite scene in the whole. It's when Batman and Joker have a little sit down and kind of lay their cards on the table, more or less. Like, Joker's kind of just explaining why he does what he does in a way. Batman's just like, what the hell do you want? Or what do you want with me, dude? Where's Dent? And all that. And then, and Joker just slowly manipulates it into talking about, well, you might want to save one of them. And he's like, them? And just slowly starts hinting Rachel, which is just so effective. And that's when the music kicks in, which I have to bring up. If I'm going to bring up Hans Zimmer's score, I have to talk about how every time it starts to get like scary intense, there's like this like metal sound almost. That's, it's like the mix of like a metal sound and like a horn, like a alarm, like a military grade alarm sound that's like building in the score.
I wonder if it's like a string instrument of some kind.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's so, it does so much for the emotion and the like aggressiveness and the suspense of the scene, especially in the interrogation room, because he's just slowly just like baiting Batman. Batman keeps hitting him, and he breaks out into that like famous Joker laugh as the music starts getting really intense. It's just so well done, and yeah, I'm gushing about it. It's my favorite scene, and I don't know, Joker's just always like one step ahead, so it's like he's just so entertaining to watch. Like, he's just never really worried about anything. Even in times where it's not exactly realistic, because speaking of that phone bomb, why would it was like I guess an explosion went off and everybody's dead except for the Joker, who's just standing there fine. I always thought that was a little weird. Like, in the MCU, like, that phone goes off and I guess everybody, like, there were guys pointing guns at him while he was holding that guy up hostage. And then the next scene is just him, and everybody's dead, I guess. I don't know.
You knew exactly where to stand.
Right. But yeah, like I said, though, like, that's annoying, I guess. But there's so many other things about the Joker and what, like, his ties to the plot. Some people, I remember some people who like detracted against this movie have been like, well, without the Joker, it's not a good movie. And I hate that argument, because, like, yeah, he's the movie. Like he's the whole point of the movie. Like, obviously, if you take out a crucial part of the movie, it's less of a movie. I don't know. I've hated that argument, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's the only reason it's good." But like, that encompasses a lot of other reasons, doesn't it?
Joe, what do you
Well,
think?
okay.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
yeah, I don't know. It's it's interesting. I don't really have too much to say in regards to that. That's a little bit deeper than I thought about it, but
Okay, let me give an example. Let me give an example how he affects the plot. First, I'll give two examples. The Coleman Reese hospital threat,
Mm-hmm.
which because he's like a society guy, right? No one bats an eye, but everybody loses. Well, like, I don't know. Some of his big maneuvers are like almost like a social commentary thing, because it's like when he does that with the Coleman Reese, it starts, you are actually asking the question, can you really blame someone for wanting to kill this man despite the fact that he's innocent? Like, for a lot of people in Gotham, killing this man literally means saving lives, including lives of people you care about. Like, it's such a crazy position to put a bunch of people in. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what? Yeah, as a police department, it's like, yeah, obviously you have to arrest people who try to do that, but you got to be even thinking like, God, I can't really blame these people. They're scared. They're scared out to death.
Yeah.
The other example I would say is the the ferries, and how he gives them explosives to blow up the other boat. Again, like, I'm gonna just skip over how those ferries with a bunch of cops on them got bombs on them, but like, I know crooked cops are a thing, but that's a lot of good cops that those crooked cops have to get past. But again, it doesn't bother me that much, because like, the scene as itself is really cool and is also like kind of a commentary. I do wonder like what would happen in real life. Probably one of the boats would have blown up the other boat, right? I don't know. Like, it's good that neither of them did. Both got rewarded by Batman defeating Joker, but like, I don't know. It's kind of the I don't know. There's a couple theories I could. I'm gonna again. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to go all day on this. But it's just an interesting social commentary.
yeah,
In my opinion.
yep, very true. I agree. I agree with you. I've also just been thinking about the third movie that we still have to talk about. So,
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um. Okay. Well, let me just say a couple more things. We're at the end here. There's a couple more things I got to bring up. Okay. I'm not even gonna bring up that the cops don't see the duct tape on the hands of the guys who are being framed as the clown criminals, so and it's really the doctors. I'm not even going to talk about that.
He's
I'm not even
not
going to
gonna
talk. I'm
talk
not going to
about
talk about how Batman should have just attacked Harvey right away instead of standing there going, "You don't want to hurt the boy, Harvey." Um, I'm not going to talk about that. The fact that Harvey Dent made himself a target before the little boy, which is like would have been a little bit awkward if he landed on the dead side for himself. Like, okay, what does he just kill himself and that's over? Or maybe he would have waited until after the kid's turn was over. I don't know. Um, and I'm also not going to talk about how the fact that the Batman, after tackling Harvey Dent, basically continued to hold on with one hand until that one hand slid off. I'm not going to talk about that.
He's not gonna talk about it.
That's a quick way to go through my notes. But I am going to talk about what happens to Harvey Dent and um, basically the Joker's plan for bringing down the Batman, which was through Harvey Dent, and how he basically broke him. I mean, you could tell from the start his plan was, he knew Batman would get to whoever he was going for first, so he gave him the opposite addresses of where Rachel and Harvey, so that she would die and he would get saved. Obviously it turns him into Two-Face. It's kind of cool how they did it. They had his face on the ground while gas was going. It's like, okay. I mean, that's better than a chemical attack, I guess. Um,
Okay.
and, but Okay. I guess I'll just make this my last point, which is that probably one of the coolest and most memorable things about this movie is the innocuous ending, and just how it sticks with people. Because this isn't really a happy ending. It's like Batman has to take the fall for these crimes and run into obscurity. But I've always loved that ending because, like, I don't know, it's such a cruel commentary on being a hero. Like, would you be willing to be a hero even if you didn't get any credit for it whatsoever? In fact, people actually think you're the villain. Like, would you still be willing to do it?
Yeah.
And like, if you are, then you are a real hero. It's like, by saying he's willing to take this role, he's like an actual hero. He's like willing to do that. And he's the Dark Knight. It kind of just ties back to the title. I don't know. I think that's just a really cool, not just point to make in general, but a way to leave the audience with. Yeah. Also, the closing shot of him on the motorcycle, the light as it like fades out, so fucking dope. With the score. Yeah. All right. I just had to get all that out while I talked about this movie, and I'm glad I did. I already know Latrell's ready, but Alex, are you ready for ratings?
Oh yeah. Jump.
No. Well, I guess maybe a little drama because I had some nitpicks, but as I said, the good just outweighs the bad for me so much that I don't even care that I have criticisms. It's still a 5 out of 5 for me.
Baby.
Latrell?
I'm gonna give this one a 4.5.
I quit.
I'll stab you.
It's all right. It still rounds out to a 5, so don't worry about it. Had to be done.
Oh,
it had to be done.
Okay. Our final movie, The Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight began, he fell, and now he rises. The duality of the bat.
Yeah. So there's the opening scene with the CIA and the plane and Bane's bigger plane and how they do that.
He said it, Bane's bigger plane.
I don't know. Can I just say, regardless of what either of you or what I think of this, I feel like there can be some agreement that this was kind of the movie where Christopher Nolan kind of stopped giving a shit, at least a little bit. You know what I mean?
And what in regards to what, like his just
just how plausible all of this is.
I mean, when a fucking football stadium got imploded, like just out of nowhere in the middle of an active game, and then he walks out onto the field to call out Batman, like I was like,
honestly,
I don't know.
The most unrealistic part about that is that Hines Ward broke off for a touchdown. I mean, yeah, right. Bro, it again. I mean, even as the field was clapped, and it already showed him breaking past the wave.
That is fair. That is fair. But it's like, how did you have the time to set up this entire explosive system underneath a football stadium in the middle of a city?
The tunnel. The tunnels.
The tunnels.
Yeah.
The tunnels that are directly underneath the stadium.
The tunnels, every bridge, apparently.
Yep.
Was rigged to blow.
Everything. How did you?
Did
he send the
anybody ever notice you?
Did he send the Flash?
Did anyone ever notice? Also, does nobody ever go down in those sewers? Are they that
there's
like
no
secluded?
maintenance workers. There's no.
You were able to just have a
bridge.
There's nothing.
Working under a bridge.
Yeah, how the fuck did you do that? You just were you just fucking free climbing underneath it and sticking sticky bombs to the like what the fuck? How is that possible?
Okay. To be fair, this movie literally has a free climbing part where it's like, so yes, it is completely possible.
I mean, I guess Bane is a freak, but I don't think Bane is a freak like that.
Oh, okay.
Not
So I'm
you-
gonna
you-
criticize this movie a lot more than the other two. I mean, we've kind of set the tone off early with that, but I'm just gonna say right away, pretty much everything that happens in the pit, I enjoyed. Like that was probably my favorite part of this movie, like his character arc of getting out of the pit.
Yeah, I thought the whole
Um,
climbing out of the thing was a really cool part, and just
well, it's just I could see it, almost. If you know like I can see how like
Exception.
taking the rope off and relying on your fear of death. Like I can almost see how that would actually help you succeed in that moment. Like it's not just like like a superficial thing. Like I could
yeah,
see
no, it's
how
like
like
you are
yeah, you're definitely gonna make sure you make this jump
right,
because
because
if
like
you
if you
don't, you
don't,
fucking
you
die.
die.
Right.
But like, how far was that jump actually? That's what I want to know. Like, what's the distance of that? Because like that is a freaky fucking superhuman amount of fucking distance to
It
Right.
jump
didn't
from a
look that
standstill.
far. It didn't look that far.
Well, I mean, maybe it didn't look that far, but it sounded that far. He falls for a long time. And honestly,
yeah.
I remember when I first saw this thinking, like, is that not like re-breaking his back or something?
Right, right. Wouldn't the
Like
pressure of
that,
that just snap your
falling
shit?
and landing like that really is that okay? That looks really fucking painful. Maybe it is, but it's like, oh, that looks like it should do damage. It feels like it's snapping him. I don't know. It's probably my least favorite version of Alfred. I mean, I don't know. His only goal really is to just resent Bruce for going back to Batman.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I get that. I don't know. But, like, I don't know. It's just funny because that's happening. Like, something big and sinister is coming up. But I do kind of like how they set up a balance in, like, the deterioration of Bruce and, he's got no more cartilage in his knees. Alongside the fact that like the Harvey Dent Act was like successful in like lowering crime and thus lowering a need for Batman.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, maybe it's a little corny, the whole scene at Wayne's mansion with like, oh, now here comes Commissioner Gordon to tell the truth about our like I don't know, you're setting it's just weird. He and then he doesn't do it, so it's like you kind of set up something weird there. Like, did nobody at the Wayne Manor be like, truth? Is there a truth we need to know? Like, is there something like that? Sounds like there's something they're hiding from us that they've been hiding for a long time, and now we're seeing Gordon about to say it, and he's like, you know what? Nah, not a good idea. I'm not gonna do that. I don't know. I know how I'd feel. I I actually enjoyed Anne Hathaway in this as Catwoman. What'd you guys think of her?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah,
I mean,
smoke show.
Sorry, we're not used to doing the 3-person, so you guys don't know who should speak. It's funny. Alex, you spoke first, so go ahead.
see, I don't know. I've not always been a fan of Anne Hathaway in
Okay. You
certain
could say you
movies.
don't like her. I just thought
No,
I was gonna hate her more, and I actually didn't.
no, I do enjoy her as an actor and some other things, but just not.
Okay. As a villain.
Well,
As like
yeah.
yeah.
I'm interested to see. She's coming up in the Odyssey this year.
Mhm.
So I'm very
Yeah.
interested to see how that one goes.
Mhm. I'm excited for that. That'll be on the list when
Add
it
to the
comes out.
list. Preemptive list.
Yeah, I don't know if you. Since we've started this podcast, the director we've done the most by far, especially adding with this trilogy, is Christopher Nolan. We've done Dunkirk. I'll remember we did Memento.
Oh
I can't tell
God,
if we
yeah,
did anything.
Memento.
Yeah, I think that's it. But like, and now we're doing the Dark
These
Knight
three,
trilogy.
yeah.
I'm not complaining. I love Nolan, but um, I just I don't know. Going back to Bane, I'm not. There's a lot of things about Bane's plan that are just like, okay, fuck it, just whatever. You know what I mean? Like the movie's kind of asking you to just say fuck it and go along with some of these. Um, I don't know. I don't know how you keep up the facade of giving Gotham back to the people while you're threatening them with the nuclear bomb. And like, I don't know. I think I remembered. I thought I remembered that everybody wasn't buying it, but then you show like Anne Hathaway and her friends and like a bunch of just people partying. Like, so there's like just a bunch of underclass people that just start like partying. So I guess those people are cool with it. But like, he literally has a nuke.
He's got a fucking nuke.
I'm just saying.
You know, it's funny to me that in the entire, like, I wouldn't say the entire. Again, I'm not like a expert for the comics or anything like that, but isn't it like pretty true that canonically within like the series of Batman that Bane has always like been like somebody who just beats the fuck out of Batman? Like,
Well, he's huge.
I mean,
He's
yeah,
huge, even in
he's
the
huge,
he's got.
but like,
Yeah.
isn't he just another human? Or am I wrong?
Well, I don't know. He injects venom into his arms. Big as fuck.
Okay, yeah, well, so he's definitely got some fucking shit going on, but like, out of all the
Yeah.
contingency plans and shit like that Batman has, like, Batman can stop Superman if he wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, or at least he has a plan to. Why the fuck does he just get dragged by Bane all the time? Like, it's like when he sees Bane, he's like, fuck all my plans, I want to fist fight you. Or is that just me? Like, am I tripping?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're crossing movies.
No, well, I mean, it's about the trilogy, but I know, I do kind of know what you mean.
This Batman's weak.
Again, like I pointed out multiple times, the movie is a bit it's kind of in fuck it mode at this point.
True.
At the trilogy, I don't know. I guess I just feel a sense of like they wanted to wrap this up, so they didn't like. They didn't spend as much time maybe as they could have like hammering out the plot details.
Yeah.
Like they did a good job. They did it. I also wonder if Heath Ledger's death fucked with things.
That could have. I mean, you're keeping a lot of the same cast, and it's not too many years after
And
it happened.
and I know I just know that, you know, sometimes most of the time you don't know if the movie you make is going to be great, but there are some exceptions, I think, where like the directors and filmmakers just know what they have. And with the Joker in The Dark Knight, they knew what they had. Like they didn't even need to see the movie yet. They knew this guy was putting on an all-time performance. So I couldn't help but think like they had to have wanted to save him for the next movie. Like I don't know. He would have found some way to like break out of Arkham or whatever. But I don't know, because they don't show him die.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So I don't know. That kind of ended. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. They still did a pretty decent job with this movie. I mean, a lot of people still love The Dark Knight Rises. I like The Dark Knight Rises. It's just a bit of a drop off for me from the other ones, and a big part of that I would say is just once Batman gets out of the pit, that's just another couple of things where like even while watching the movie I'm questioning the plot of it. Like for one, how did he even get back? Like I don't know. There was like a weird annoying time jump. Like first there was like a 3-month time jump, and then there was like 23 days. Like it went from the bomb's going off in 24 days to Bruce being back in Gotham like the bomb goes off tomorrow. Like what? Oh, okay. That's a lot of time of just like, oh, okay. We're I don't know. That threw me off guard. And then there's just I don't know. There's also the factor of well how he got back, considering at this point in the story he's broke and penniless and has pretty much no resources at his disposal. And then there's the fact that Gotham has essentially been turned into a giant fortress at this point. So, I don't know. The Batcave or something? I don't know. How did he get back?
No, it's
It's
like
just
it. Like really, once he gets into the cave, like the timestamps just really get lost on me, and
yeah.
it's almost like they didn't even know, and it was just like, okay, like just
Yeah, they had to like go
just
back and write it.
yeah, like just get it going so that way it somewhat makes sense. Nobody's going to question it because like the bomb's going to go, like they're just going to be concerned about the bomb. They're not going to care about like, oh, 2 months have passed.
God, I really hate that. Like, pretty much the rest of my notes are criticisms. But man, I'm sorry. This is just how I was thinking as I'm watching. Because the notes where I talked about how he got back into Gotham, I also point out how the hell he managed to light a giant fire bat symbol across a building. No one saw him doing that. I don't.
Was it the building or the bridge? Wasn't it the bridge?
Well, I guess it's the bridge, but like it's like the structure of the bridge, so it's like a big structure, you know.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, the big cop versus criminals. I don't know, Battle of Rohan.
Mhm.
They have like sticks, like some of them are using their batons, while the other side has tanks with big guns on them, and just have way more like, why don't they, instead of just starting to gun down all these cops that are running straight at them, which I guess there were so many cops, even that wouldn't have worked all the way, but it probably would have been more effective than just, I don't know, they basically just ran back at them like, oh yeah, it's big fight time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just
I don't
a
know.
little.
Lower budget, ran out of budget, and wanted to throw in a fight scene.
I don't know. I get it. It's a big ultimate final scene for the trilogy. I couldn't not think about how like weird it is that that's how they did it. I did think, for whatever reason, I found it is cool to see Batman during the day. I don't know why that was cool. That's cool to me. It just is. Like, oh shit, he he doesn't have a choice. He has to come out now.
Mhm.
Nighttime. I don't know. It's cool. He fights Bane, and this time he wins because he like gets his mask. I'm sorry. I'm a nitpicking Ned, but I'm nitpicking. But why didn't he do that in the first fight? He even punches his mask a couple times. I don't know. Like, that could have, you know better than anyone that you have those blades on your arm. I don't know. Like, that would have been my first move. Wow, this big tough guy has a serious potential weakness. I'm going right after that thing. I don't know. And he wasn't even going right after it in the second fight either. He just happened to fortunately sever one of the little things that it was keeping it together. And then Bane spends like the rest of the fight preoccupied with his mask.
Yeah.
I do love the reveal of who Ra's al Ghul's child actually was. That was pretty cool. I liked that.
That part was good. That threw me for a loop.
Yeah, right. And like, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that child could definitely also be a girl, like, because you're looking at it because it's got short hair. It's a good, smart way to like throw you off. Like, okay, that looks like a boy because it's got short hair, but then like when you realize it's a girl, it's like, oh, okay. But yeah, no, it's really that's cool. However, I don't know. This is not the only movie where this happens. I'm sure there's plenty of other movies, but it's always so funny to me when like a villain or whatever character gives a long enough spiel for the good guys to, like, basically her long little speech there gave Gordon enough time to disarm the trigger. You know what I mean? Like, if she had just done it right away, it's like, okay.
Yeah,
But no,
but
she wanted to. I don't know.
if they
No.
wasted 30 days for this bomb to go off, like, okay, could have just done it day one and been done with it.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have, couldn't they?
They
Wait a minute.
They could have.
What was even the point of
We wasted time
Oh.
for them for
Oh, damn it,
him
Alex!
to come back.
I almost wish you didn't just say that because now I oh god, they really I don't know, they didn't need to do any of that really. I don't know. And we didn't bring up Joseph Gordon-Levitt in this movie though, but I like him too. I like how I could tell when I first saw this, like, oh yeah, he's gonna be some version of Robin. I was right. Like, I don't know, why would they introduce just this another character that can like kick ass, It's just and it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt who like looks like he could be Robin, you know what I mean? But it was cool how they did that. By just like ending it with him rising up in the cave. Like, yeah, that's cool. Batman's heroic sacrifice is cool. I'll always wonder. This isn't a critic. I always want to know, kind of like, what did he do to survive that, or did he survive that, or is that just Alfred's? Which is, I guess, you can think about.
He
I don't
ejects.
think. Huh?
He ejects, and the thing is on autopilot.
I know, but think about when exactly do you have to do that before the bomb goes off to be clear of it, because it's an atom bomb. I mean, I know they showed the explosion very far away, but don't get it twisted. That atom bomb covers a lot of fucking ground.
Yeah. I don't know. Get in the water, duck.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe if you get like deep enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. But no, and the ending's a little. They realize the truth about Batman. They erect that statue, and
Statue.
I don't know. Well, I guess I should ask. Do you guys? I don't even know if it's really something like the movie's trying to do, but he does survive, right? Like I've always just did survive. Alfred is seeing him there.
Yes, he survives.
But it is kind of interesting to think about, like, what if they were doing, like, oh, that's just what Alfred pictures because he brought that up earlier, and, like, he always has that thought. I don't know. Yeah. Unlike the first two movies, the bad does outweigh a little bit. So let's go to our ratings, and I'm just gonna start it off because.
Lay it out there.
Lay it out there. Do it. Lay it out there.
It's still here's the thing.
Nope. Just lay it out there.
I'm gonna give it.
Don't support it. Just lay it out there.
I have a quick sentence.
I give it a 3 out of 5. I weigh it.
2.5.
I'll give it a 3. So this is a 3 out of 5 overall for.
Well, because I still enjoyed the movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's stupid, but I still enjoyed it. So I can't give it like a 2 or anything lower than that. But
Yeah.
it's fun. A 2.5. All right, guys.
2.875. Gotta like it.
And that concludes the Batman trilogy episode, Dark Knight trilogy episode of the Squadcast movie podcast.
Hell
yeah! We did it, guys.
Woo! We did it! We did it, squad!
This was a long one, but I loved it.
Is this our longest one?
Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't know. Our trilogy episodes we've had long trilogy.
Well, the Spy Kids one was 56 minutes. The Oscars or whatever was an hour and 20. I think we had one that was an hour. We have a couple hour and 20 minute long ones. This one's an hour and 25. Okay. Well, you know what we'll do to solve that problem is we'll wrap this up. So thank you guys for listening to this. Thank you all who listen, and thank you Latrell and Alex once again doing another pod with me. It's always fun. And we will see you guys next time. Hell yeah.
I'm Batman.